Ladies and gentlemen, welcome out to the garage on a Saturday morning. Yeah, it's still morning, barely. But got a lot of stuff to do today. And before I do it, I wanted to knock out a little bit of some toolage reviews. Gonna be doing a whole bunch of stuff on a Honda Civic, on my kid's Honda Civic today. So I'm on a time crunch because I got to try and get her all done today so she can be driving around. Again for school next week, but let's just dive right in. So I've been doing some mods to my Williams ratcheting drivers, and I didn't realize there was such like a massive following out there. So much so that there's some folks out there that come up with some really cool 3D printed designs so that you can solve the whole this problem of, it's just rattling around. So there was somebody came up with a really nice, well, there's a couple revisions of it, a little 3D printed file that literally requires you to do nothing more than to print the design, pop the, start popping your bits in, and I'm gonna try and be somewhat strategic with it. So let's see, I'm gonna put the smaller flathead inwards, the bigger one outwards, because those are the ones I'm more likely to use. Let's see, smaller inward. Now, it's not a tremendous amount. Like it only holds 6 bits. So I guess if there's a downside, that's probably the downside. We definitely need to supplement this with a T30. So I've bought this extra little pack of nothing but T30s here. I mean, we can't have one of these without a T30 in it. All right. So that's the one for my dad. And then here's my cat driver, which I think, yes, I've already loaded out with a T30. So again, look at that. Really pretty slick design. There's a couple of them out there, but man, is it nice to have a 3D printer these days. So many smart people out there doing so many cool things to make things just a little bit better for us. So again, put the ones don't use as much facing innards. A little easier to access that one. Oh, interesting. They gave us there's some slight variations between the, it looks like, between the cat version and Williams, probably based on whatever cat feels they actually, what's weird is when I talked to the cat guys, they said that they use T30 all over the inside cab of cat equipment. So it is prevalent, but it's kind of weird that they didn't include one to me in their cat driver. But anyways, so yeah, look at that. So no more rattledge. Bits nicely stowed. So anyway, that's the first thing I wanted to show you. Kind of cool little upgrade. Next, some little gems here. And they're gems based on the price that you can find them at on Amazon, which they fluctuate. So I've seen this Williams USA made driver, which is the same one that's in that cat kit that you've seen me review, for like $23. Now I think it's closer to $30. And then this one here is also, which one of you guys brought to my attention, and I had to snag it. These little 1/4-inch drivers do feel very quality. And they're not the highest tooth count. They're like 30-something tooth count. And their back drag's probably a little bit higher than the modern stuff. But for a USA-made flex head, and let's see if I could tell you what the length is on this one. There we go. About an 8-inch versus this one being like a 5 1/4. right? These are some very nice little drivers. So to get USA made, I don't know. I like them a lot. These things are definitely a gem. So you can get them on Amazon. You can get them through that Suncoast Tools, which I think is the main one to buy Williams tools. But keep an eye out for the prices. I think this is good stuff. All right, so I'm going to show you my first Koken tool that's made its way to the garage, and its purpose in life is, or at least my intent for it, is to have it live on my little, or to use in conjunction with my little Tecton 3/8 inch stubby ratchet. So I wanted something like that doesn't, because think about it, like if I can get my whole hand in here to use this, then I could probably also afford a little bit more, you know, a little bit more space for the little thumb action. So really nice to get those bits started to overcome like even the smallest amounts of back drag when you're getting a fastener started. So anyway, grab that off Amazon. It was like, I think it was like around 20 bucks or less. Okay, so I want to show you something. So everybody's been all about the new Icon G2 stuff, and I think I've told like the locking flex head, which I'll admit there's some appeal there, and I do have a couple of them, but I don't have the locking flex head variety. One, because they were all sold out by the time I got there, and two, because I told you guys I'm not really fond of the soft grip handles, and that's not really my jam. And so what I did notice was that for a pretty nice price, I think it was like around 90 bucks for all three of these, I believe, I ordered the GearWrench 90-tooth locking flex head. I know I didn't go for the 120s. Maybe I should have, but I don't know. The price was kind of right on these, and I have, as part of my normal box, I have the 84-tooth non-locking, which they have a pretty solid little detents, but they definitely, if you don't keep another hand on it, you're definitely gonna, pop it back when you're trying to use them. So I really like those. I mean, I love those. And so I thought a little bit of upgrade in tooth countage and get the locking feature that looks pretty dang similar to the Icon G2s. Why not? And that way I can still get my metal handleage. And overall, I haven't used these yet because I wanted to show them to you guys first before I added them to the box. But there's one thing that jumped out to me almost immediately that made these they kind of spoiled them for me, made them like a massive disappointment. And that is that, let's see if I can zoom in for you. Like right here, it feels like a freaking razor blade edge. Like they want to peel your skin off. So yeah, I didn't want soft grip, but I also don't want, I mean, yeah, I know we're supposed to be men out here in the garage, right? With our rough hands, and I don't need something like this to give me a, was it manicure, pedicure, whatever I don't need something to peel my freaking skin off when I'm using it. I mean, come on guys, like what are you doing here? This is like uncomfortably sharp, and it's not just there. I noticed, man, there's some, so like when you're putting on a socket and you just do that, I don't know if I do it. I do like the little twisty just to make sure that I'm going the right direction. And I do it without even really thinking about it. I just pop something on there, give it a couple just to make sure I'm going the right. Dude, there are some freaking knife edges like right here that I noticed like almost right away. And then also this one's not so bad. This one's not so bad right here. But this one, oh man, it's like got, yeah, it wants to hurt me. It wants to hurt me. It's like, and this one's the same. This one's kind of the same way. So right here. What are they doing, guys? What are you guys doing? So anyways, that's it. I'm sure the rest of it's probably good, but man, like just the fact that they didn't take any time to make sure you're not like shredding the skin off your fingers, you know, right up here when you're just putting that socket on, or down here. Ridiculous. Like it really, and I didn't have that problem with this one, right? With my 84 tooth. And now that and I even went back to it just to see, like, hey, like, am I just like honing in on stuff that like maybe it was like on the others and I just never noticed it? But I don't think so, guys. Like, I think the finishing was like better on the 84, and they've just like left us with some, they're trying to do some carnage on our hands with these. And I don't know if it's just because they're, you know, focusing on the other stuff. Not all of them are super sharp up here, but I want to say I noticed it really bad on like this 1/4 inch one. And then, yeah, there's like spots on every single one of these handles, these handles that want to bite me. Anyway, other than that, so what am I going to do? Well, I think what I'm going to do, I thought about two things. One, I thought about taking like a file, like the, you know, the kind that angles in like that, and just going around like that and filing it down. But this is chromed, right? Like, I don't really want to do that. So I might add some of this. So turn my this well stick tape that I got on these Williams. I mean, I've got a whole freaking roll of it. So maybe I'll do that, and I'll add it here. And so hopefully I can add some, and it won't be so much that these will still fit. Let me show you how I store these in my box here. So look at that. So I keep them like that, right? I store these like this in my box. So that's the other thing about the soft grip. I can't be adding so much that, you know, my diameter's messed up. And yeah, could I cut this out more? Yeah, I've already poked holes in this box and done things to it. I could make the holes bigger, but not that much bigger, right? So anyway, that's it. Oh, I had one other thing I wanted to show you. So this is kind of cool. And you know what? I'm gonna, just for comparison, I'm gonna grab another one. I found some really cool 1/4 inch impact sockets lately. So I found this Makita set, and I've seen these as cheap as $10 for a 6 to 13. And it comes with this nice little 1/4 inch impact braided, you know, adapter. These are made in Taiwan, I believe. And then you've got these Hypertoughs from Walmart that look very similar. I mean, I haven't even opened them yet, but these things are made in Vietnam, made in Ham. So I think these are maybe cool little options for like mobile kits. They don't look like they're super thick. They look like they're maybe a tiny bit, I don't know. They look pretty similar to these Makitas, but yeah, I've seen Makita makes, they make some, what looks to me to be some interesting impacts. So I've got a little bit more of those in the bigger sizes on the way too. But this Hypertough for $10, I don't know, that was interesting. So I'm going to be looking at those for one of my kits. But anyway, that's it for right now. Probably going to wrap these up because I'd like to use them today on the work that I'm doing on this Honda. But oh yeah, I forgot to show you some other stuff that my wife got me for Christmas. I mean, aesthetic is an important factor in the garage, where I like to spend a lot of my time to unwind and relax. It's good to have stuff like this around. Make you feel good. Anyways, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. All right, I figured I'd take you along while I don't know, try out this mod here. Let's see. I think something like that. So I put this little angle. I'm trying to figure it out. I put this little angle in the cut of this tape, right? And let's see if I slaughtered it. I may have. Oh man. Yeah, I boogered it up. I was trying to get an angle right such that, you know, and look at what I've done. I haven't even haven't succeeded in covering up the area that I was most concerned about up here. I kind of messed that one up. Let's see if with what I got on there, if it still fits in the slot. Do not fit. So man, that is a freaking bummer. Let me see what else. Probably gonna take that off, and maybe I'll just try a singular piece that wraps around once, and see if that doesn't do too much. It's got some alcohol here. All right, so just try single piece over the problem area. Really cannot afford much overlap at all. And let's see if that fits. Woohoo! All right, we've at least got a solution for today.